It says we're live, and you bet we are. Welcome to Biz with Joy. Grow your business in style. Leaders leaving legacies. And tonight, oh my goodness, let me share with you that our featured guest speaker, Christy Karate, is an intuitive artist. She is also an art therapist and a certified life mastery consultant. Oh my goodness, and so much more. I am honored and delighted to know this lady. And tonight we're going to have fun. And I'm going to be her example, but you're going to be a part of it as well. I could go on and on and on, but we only have so much time here. And welcome to each and every one of you who are here now and those of you who will come for the replay. I want to bring up Christy, and I want to have you, Christy, share with us all the wonderfulness that you're about and tell us what you're going to be doing tonight. Welcome. So good to have you here.
Oh, thank you. Well, I mean, the major thing is that I'm on the path of personal development and self-growth and sharing that with other people. And like Joy said, I have many modalities, but tonight we're going to talk about my work as an intuitive wisdom artist. And this actually is my divine download of my masterpiece. So what I do is I actually get on a coaching call with a person and I ask them some questions about what's up with them. And then as they're telling me what's up, I start scribbling, and it's literally a scribble. It's not even recognizable, and I have no idea what it means. And then at a certain point, I know it's time to show it to the person that I'm questioning. And then I help them discover what is the wisdom, their wisdom within the image, and it starts to evolve. And tonight we're going to work with Joy on doing a little mini session to give you a sense of that. But so Joy, what kind of thing do you want resolution around? What kind of question do you have? And I know you work with particular type of people, and it can even be around that.
Yes. Well, Christy, first off, let me just share with you that I celebrate the work that you're doing, because the question that I'm always asking all of the women that I work with and I'm associated with is, who are you? Because I know that it's time for us to stand in our power, because we have it. And now it's our time. So my question would be, how do I embrace and get involved with women who really want to stand in their power, know who they are with certainty and conviction, and align with me so that they can show up as their best self all the time, everywhere? And that's different for every woman. And how to phrase that succinctly for you, I don't know, but that's the gist of what I want to know.
You know what? I already have a drawing. And so I don't have the answer, but this is going to inspire you to discover the answer. So I'm going to go ahead and switch screens to my image. And as you can see, it is just a scribble.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, but Joy, what are you noticing when you look at this? What might you be seeing or feeling or sensing?
You know, the first thing that I saw, Christy, at the top of your drawing there was like a circle, which for me is like a halo. And I'll tell you what came to me, because I have my dreams and I have my knowing, and I know that I am here to be the messenger, the guide for those who want to rise into soar into the power that was God given to them. So that's what I saw. I saw the halo. I don't know what that means.
There's a halo.
Yes.
And do you see this kind of figure right here?
I do.
Okay. So my question to you is, what do you need to do to put that halo on? It's almost like you're reaching for it. And yes, you live it to so many degrees, but it's like, what's that next deeper step to really put that halo on?
I feel that one of my major assignments is to give out more information, because for me, Christy, this is more like a movement. And I want women to have their awakening. I want them to realize that this objectification that we've been with from the beginning of time, it's time for that to be completely dissipated, because we no longer need that. So I feel that my assignment is to just give out in love the information.
And so there's this movement of this halo to hear information to give to the world. And there's this, it looks like spiraling imagery. Does that kind of connect with you?
does in a way, because I'm so full of information
Mhm.
and data that I want to share. And one of my humongous question marks is how to convey and how to get that out where it's received in love. Because I'm not one here that's about objectification in its negative sense. I'm about not judging, not being negative, but I want those who are here to receive the message to be able to receive it and know that it's only given in love, because it's our time. It's our time to rise and soar. So that's what I see. And
And
that's
so
what I feel.
ask this image right here, what is the method of transport of getting this information out to people?
Is that what I'm to ask?
Yes, you ask the image.
That would be the question,
Yeah,
Christine.
I know.
What
So
would
so
be,
tune in. So pause, pull yourself up with this screen here.
yes.
And I want you,
Share
yes,
the
there you go. And just pause for a minute. We're going to just, and I want you to just look at the image and I want you to say, because we usually have more time to do all this, right?
I
And I just
know.
want you to say, image, what is my next step for transporting this information to women everywhere?
Ooh.
And listen and look. And what would she say?
Mm. Well, almost verbatim, I can repeat what you said. Image, this image before me. What
Yes.
is the best way for me to convey and deliver this message that women in leadership or in the process of becoming want to know and can receive? How can I deliver that message to them where it's received in love and gratitude? And we together make the major changes that are designed for us right here, right now.
So now listen and sense what comes up.
Mm. What comes up?
The answer is here. I don't know what it is. The answer is here. Is it in the steps that you need to take?
Mm. I
What's
think it's in how I deliver the message. And I also see myself as the premier example of how that is to be delivered.
And so how is it? What is it that you don't know about taking the next steps?
What is it that I don't know? The exact means and way of conveying that to those who need to hear it, and which particular audience is waiting to hear it.
So is there anything in this part of the image that maybe, is it about writing a book? Is it about somehow disseminating the information in a written way?
You know, it's interesting, Christy, that you said that, because all the time you're speaking and writing and drawing there, what comes to me are words, words, words.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a wordsmith in my fashion, never ever to impress, but to express.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been thinking deeply lately about a book, because my life, we all have fascinating, interesting, intriguing lives. Sometimes we don't think so, but we do. And I'm thinking writing this book would give a lot of clarity. But I don't know if that's the answer to the message and how I get the message of power and leadership out to the women that I'm here to serve.
But
I'm not sure.
what if it is? What if
Ah,
what if by you telling your story? So this is one of the reasons I wrote my book, was because I have a way of expressing the universal laws in a very artistic way, and so people can hear it because of the way I have presented it to the world. And books, as you know, get you speaking events. And of course, you can get all the speaking events that you want, but it's like how, your story will inspire people. And it doesn't, it doesn't just mean that it's just a book. I mean, maybe the book is the lead into the movie and is into the
Fascinating. Fascinating for this reason, Christy, because I have began to tell my story just in the broadcasting here that I'm doing with you and all the other beautiful souls who come to share time and space with me. And what I've learned and what I know for sure with certainty is that we all have our stories. And my story, I never thought of it this way, but it's fascinating because of my upbringing and what I have discovered over time about my spiritual journey and my discovery of me. And that's why I'm always asking the women that I'm connected with, who are you really? Because I didn't know.
Who are you really, right?
Yeah, who are you? And then I began to explore, and I've done almost every alternative modality that you can think of to get to know me. And now what I'm discovering is that this beautiful soul was just always waiting to be awakened.
Absolutely. I call that your masterpiece. And you came here with a masterpiece to give into the world. And right now, and see, that we're asking for the next step, not like, what's the whole picture? I actually do life designs, but this is just what is the next step. And I think you, in a little bit, when you're ready, I'll show you a little bit more that's in the drawing.
Well, you've already gave me some clarity, and it's uncanny in many ways, Christy, because most everyone who does the work that you do and the work that I'm so aligned with, meaning any and everything that's connected to the spiritual realm, everywhere I go, whoever I speak to and whoever comes to me, they all at some point in time will say, have you written a book? Are you going to write a book? Have you thought about a book? Blah, blah, blah. So it is. And we always have that knowing is the other thing that's always been said to me. And we do know it. Sometimes it doesn't surface the way we want it to, but the knowing is there. So I get that. I really do. And the background.
I want to show you one more thing about the drawing that just emerged. Sure. And this is another benefit of the drawing is that there is this little, and I often put faces on them. So there is this little thing that's in the way. Okay, this is the paradigm or the block or the things that's keeping you from. And so I put little faces on them so that people can talk to them, so they can have a personal relationship. So you can ask right now this image. So what's in the way of me taking this next step?
What's in the way of me taking the next step? I really don't. I cannot speak to something that's putting it off for me now because I have received it and I know it's the way to go. And two people have approached me about doing it. So I don't think there's anything in the way anymore. There was, but I don't think there's.
So the was that, what was the was again? Because you said
the was that, you know what the was. I mean, my truth is my truth. The was that at some point in time before the different people began to approach me and say, it's time for you to write this book. The was that was in the way was that I felt, who's going to read it? It's not that. And then I began to really see and feel fascinating interest. It's that self-awareness, that self-worth, that self-respect.
That self-worth. It's like, I have something to say.
I began to embrace that because that began to come through me, to me completely. And that came to me with all of this spirituality and all of these different modalities that I've tapped into. The one that resonated with me lately of late and really went home was human design. Right. And it led me to know that this book was to be written. Yes.
So now that thing of not having self-worth, we'll just simplify it that way, is now a stepping stone for you to step on. And so what that says to me is that that is an important part of your story, to make sure you share in there the transformation and why we should love ourselves and why we should have self-worth and how we get that.
Oh my goodness.
Through your story. And I'm
Through
getting
my
chilly bombs.
Oh my,
So.
me too, because that's the reality of it all. Because prior to my awakening, to know about my self-worth, awareness, and self-respect for me, I wasn't aware of my own, and I say this in love, my own brilliance. And now I know that there are many out there, and I use this word facade and cavalier, so many prancing around. I was one of them, no more, because I began to feel and sense my own sense of who I am. And there are a lot of people who they haven't had their awakening yet.
Right.
And maybe, not maybe, when my book comes out, they'll be able to see and to feel that it's their time too.
And to have the courage.
The courage is the other word that goes with my power. I have these words that I build around because they're very impactful for me now. Christy, let me take a quick little break while you continue to do what you do. And then we're going to come back and we're going to wrap this up. But let me tell you, this is fascinating. I'm loving it's very interesting. Stay tuned. You can do whatever you do for a moment or two. I'll be back with you in just a second. I just want to make a quick announcement. Isn't it not interesting? Let me tell you, all of these cosmic healers, alternative modalities, they all come to us at different times to deliver to us what we need. And the saddest thing on this planet is for those of us who are not willing to partake of their wisdom, because it's here to allow us to walk in our truth and to walk in love. And once you embrace that, you're on your way. And that's where I'm at now. So this confirmation of writing this book has really been delivered to me threefold this time around. And now I'm ready. But let me also say to you, I have coming up on Thursday, June the 16th, a masterclass. And I would love it if you would attend. If there's any way that you can attend, all you have to do is get to my Facebook group, Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, which is where you belong anyway. And then in turn, sign up for the event. And the link is here. It's June the 16th, which is Thursday. Can you believe it already? And everything is here. All you have to do is go there and sign up. Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, June the 16th. And then in turn, when you get there, this featured guest speaker, like Christy tonight, she's doing a whole different type of thing, but she's talking about image and branding and how we show up, which is very endearing and impactful for me, but I want it to be for you as well, because that's where you begin to embrace the power of who you are. And it doesn't mean that you have to be 24/7 right out of the magazines, but it means that you have to know who you are. And that's what Christy and I are talking about tonight. And I'm so happy for her awareness and ability to relay to me what I already felt and knew, and so many have shared with me. So if you can, join us on Thursday, the 16th, which is Thursday, this June the 16th at 4:30. In the meantime, Christy, back to you. Let's see. You've already given me confirmation, which I knew and had, but share with us a little bit more about some of the other elements and whatever, and however you do this, and whatever questions you have for me, so that we can give more clarity to those who are listening. Because what I want to do when we're finished here, whether you complete this or not, is I can post it on my Facebook page. You can do it on yours. And then I want to put the link up so that people can come to you and partake of the services that you offer. So where do we go now?
So one of the things is that this is just like, a lot of people get like so much insight from this, but what I want people to know is this is just the beginning.
Yes.
There is so much power in you. This is what I love about this, because I don't have your answers for you, but your image through me does. And so on my website, and the link that Joy is going to put up there, you can take a look at some of the samples and some of the benefits that people have had. And then what I really love to do is to encourage people to enter into I call it either foresight, forward, or for success. Those are my 3 packages that I offer. And the first one, the foresight, starts with a life design. So actually what I do with you is I spend time, and I have a process that helps you really get into the feeling tone, the vibration of what is your life purpose? What is it that you came here to do. You know, Rumi said, if you do other things but not the thing you came here to do, it's as if you did nothing at all. And you know, that's usually the longing and the discontent that people feel, but they don't know what it is. And so I help people discover that. I create a life design, I digitize the image, and I send it to people. Then I do 2 sessions like we did here, but full hours of clearing what's in the way. Because if there wasn't anything in the way, it would already be manifest.
You know, you just spoke to something that I have learned over all of my zillions of lifetime here on the planet. You know, I believe in that, that we are all here for a divine purpose, whatever that purpose might be. And it's different for everyone. But the confusion is so rampant today, especially, Christy, because so many of us don't really explore and get to the knowing of who we are. And you can only do that when you begin to take your own exploration, your adventure, your stage, your way, your style. And once you do that and find the right people to support you in that exploration, you're on your way. But everyone has a divine purpose. So when you mention how, and the other thing that you mentioned, which I've heard all the time, we do know it's having someone else reverberate back to us what we know so that it's a confirmation.
And that's what the image does in such a powerful way. It's so different. I mean, I can assume, and I do have intuitive hits and intuitive wisdom that I will, but I always say, do you own this? Does this resonate? Because really, I'm helping you discover what is the wisdom within you to follow that and to bring into the world your lovely masterpiece. You know, let people see the beauty and serve people through that masterpiece that you came here to bring into the world.
I just think that's beyond ducky, as they say in England. But but one of the things that you do in conjunction with asking the questions and then drawing intuitively, what other insights come up for you? Like when you look at the drawing that you just did for me, and which is not complete and you have more to do, what other, and it can be good, the bad, and the not so. I'm not sensitive because I know my journey somewhat. What other things that can you share that will be impactful and meaningful to the person that you're working with?
So what I do, once again, I'm going to show you the image, is I say to you, now what feels out of sorts here? Or what do you feel is not quite resolved in here? And it might even, I had one client tell me a little scribble that was on the end of a line. And so then what I do is I take that and we do that on another page. And this is part of the additional sessions, you know, and we do continual drawing and we discover what that, so right now I can't tell you. The question for you would be, what are you more curious about?
My curiosity is insatiable, but I have a curiosity about the circles, because we started off with the halo that I said was a halo, but then all the circles that you drew and the hearts and all of the circles going around with the lines in between. And then it seems to me that that is a book that's in the hand that she's holding up. So my question would be, what does that imply to you? Because for me, it seems that it's going around and around and around, and yet I don't see an ending or an impactful something.
Well, what I actually see is it evolving, emerging. Okay. And I don't do this often because I don't, so you have to resonate with it, but I see this as bring the love and the light becoming greater and greater to create the light that you bring into the world. And so like, even as I'm saying that, so then my impulse is to like bring that light into the world. And then you can say, so where in this do you feel that there's still a question about how to bring this into the light? And maybe it's this halo here. And so I got to find a blank piece of paper here.
So, Christy, while you're doing that, let me speak to that, because while you were expressing and asking and sharing that, something came to me.
Yes.
What I saw was a halo, but maybe it's something else. Maybe it's more like a rainbow. But either way, what I do see, as I did see initially, and I didn't speak to it, was the gradations in the hearts as they go around the head. So, however you decide to describe and to put that in, it works, because from a smaller heart to the larger big heart that goes, and it almost emanates to where the heart would be. So that's a possibility.
Yeah. And so as you say that, then I go to here that
Yeah.
and see you direct, and it's like, so all of this that's coming out of you is, and to bring into the world is building by the people that you are serving. And then it comes into your heart, and you're right. And then it goes out into a bigger and bigger atmosphere.
You know what? I see that and I feel that, and I'll tell you why. And this, I have no shame anymore, and I have a healthy, a lot of people knock the word ego, but I have a healthy ego, because I don't, I know for sure that no one is better, but I am the director. And when you say I'm directing it around and through it, it builds and it grows and it gets to the heart of me. I get that too.
Yeah.
Beautifully expressed. I tell you, this is fascinating. It really is. It speaks to the unlimited possibilities when you're working with the heart, and whether it's a halo or a rainbow or a cloud, it can develop ultimately into something that's impactful, not only for you, but for the people. Look at that. Oh my.
Yeah. So here is the halo that started the everything. What does that say?
Oh my.
What does that say to you?
It says that it's a gradual process, and it keeps evolving and mushrooming.
And I see it as infinite.
Now that word resonates with me. You know why? Because someone said to me that I'm here to leave and be impactful and leave a legacy that's going to be very impactful for lots of women. And that's why, Christy, I always use the word movement. Well, that really resonated and hit me right. Boom.
And so you can see how when we take the image apart and we use it in different ways to take a look at it, and it's like you get to do your own work, but it's guided in a way that somebody's not telling you how to do this. It's like, it's totally evocative. It's totally what's inside of you. And actually, I could show these images to other people and they're going to have a totally different response.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I have received, I get it, because it's a confirmation for me. And thank you for that. Christy, I don't know where the time goes. It flies, it goes quickly. But when I say, and I say this and people say, but I don't like the expression, I don't care. I care deeply, sometimes not as much as people would think, but I am so honored to be in your presence and to be in your circle, your group, and your tribe, because I celebrate your work. You and all the other alternative modality people out here who are doing this work, because we need you. We need your guidance. We need your wisdom. And no matter how great we are at what we do, we need confirmation time to time from people like you. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm going to show you this image one more time, because this for me says that infinite is my source.
Ooh.
And gives me all to bring this work into the world.
Christy, thank you, thank you, thank you. What parting words would you like to leave us with? I'm going to put up the website that you gave me so that I can put it in here and people can have that. I'll have to put it on the master page. But what do you want to leave us with? We have
each one of us has a masterpiece within us. And it's not only our privilege, but it's our responsibility to bring that into the world. So whatever you do, whether you look to me, look to Joy, look to someone else, we are not on a planet of billions of people to do it alone. So make sure that you find out and discover what your masterpiece is and bring that into the world.
Christy, thank you, thank you, thank you. My prayer is that people will connect with you and learn what that's all about and take it to source. Thank you. I'm going to put you in the green room. I'll be with you in a second. I tell you, Thank you. Thank you. Listen, I usually go on and on, but I only have the 28 and I've gone over already. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing time and space with us. And your assignment, you know, I love homework, is to connect with Christy because she knows her work. She loves her work. Her heart, her soul, her passion is there. Need I say more? You're always welcome here. I love it when you show up. Be and stay well and take care of you first so that you can look after all of the others who need your wisdom and your guidance. Thank you for being here. Have a great, all the best. So long for now. Cheers.